All right, guys. Happy Friday. Appreciate everyone joining us today. We have a couple of our Illinois friends join us for James's press conference after Coach. First Friday of the year, so we'll go through the game status report first. We're only going to list one player for this week. It's going to be Tyler Davis, 87, tight end with the knee. He's going to be ruled out. Everyone else is going to be removed from the report. Everyone else was a full participant today. We're going to go ahead and jump right into questions with Coach. His will be pretty brief, and then we're going to get James in here for everybody. So let's go to John Reed for the first question here with Coach Marrone.
How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing well, John.
I wanted to know, did you watch that game last night, and kind of what was your thoughts about the moment of unity, and have you spoke to your players, and do you think that you guys, any plans to do anything similar Sunday?
Yeah, I think we've been talking with the players, and I've talked about what message they want to get out there, and I think we'll have that prepared. Obviously between now and game time. So again, I understand that. I did not see the actual start of the game last night because I was busy, and then I wound up putting the game on later. But I think anytime you can, I think show unity, in these times, or where people can come together peacefully, and I think that makes us stronger, and that hopefully will make our message stronger as a league. So I've always encouraged that.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thanks, Mark. Let's go over to Dustin.
Hey, Coach. Hope you're doing well today. What can we look forward to on Sunday, performance-wise? Are you guys looking to establish a game plan early on Sunday? Let me clear that up. Like a certain script to open up the game, try to get a fast start.
Yeah, I think everyone would, that's playing, these games now. I think, you want to see everyone get off to a fast start, from an offensive standpoint, or a defense, you want them to get off to a fast start and get off the field, and, it starts with special teams. So, I think, you do that, and you just get ready to adjust as the game goes on of things that maybe, they haven't shown or haven't done. You got to be prepared for that. But, I think everyone pretty much is, on both teams. I can't really speak for Indianapolis, but any game that you see, I think both teams are chomping at the bit to get on the field, especially when you don't have a preseason.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Dustin. Let's go over to Mark Long.
Yeah, Coach. Just curious, Dare signing him. Do you expect him to play on Sunday? Do you have to have him play on Sunday? Could you call up Nathan? How does that work?
Yeah. So tomorrow at 4:00, basically we have to submit anything to the league. After 4:00 tomorrow, there's protocols in place in case of any symptoms of COVID, to be able to move. We have a lot of options. So we went out and we tried to get Dari ready to go. I feel very comfortable where he is. And I feel very comfortable where, if we need to do anything at tight end, we can do something there. Nathan has taken, he's been playing running back here. So obviously we know what he can do and feel comfortable with him. So we're not in a bad situation. We're actually, I just came off the field, and the game plan is, hey, let's get together this afternoon. Let's talk about it, see what the best fit is, see where everybody is, and, health wise first, and then, make some decisions of, what we're going to do as far as active.
But 2 weeks ago, you talked about it being running back by committee and maybe having this 3 or 4 headed monster. Does it now look like it's really going to be James primarily, with Chris as the change of pace, third down guy?
I don't know. You know what, Mark? I don't know. I think Chris has had that label put on him. You know what I'm saying? Like a change of pace, third down guy. I think he has excelled in that role because maybe people look at his skill set, but I have no problem with him, getting as many carries as he needs to. And, the same with James being in there on third down, or, really Nathan or Dari, I'm saying, from what I've, just looked at him. So I think one of the things about, the running back situation, or the running back room, is you have all these players that really can fit into all the different categories, and each of them brings a little bit different skill set. I think, as you get, going and really see what they can do in a game, right? I mean, we've seen a lot in practice. We have a good feel for what's going to happen and see how they go about them, go about their business in a game, which obviously Chris, we've seen, he's healthy, which is great. With James, I mean, I watched every snap in college, a couple of weeks ago, when he was really doing a good job in practice and feel comfortable there. Nathan's been with us. And then with Dario, obviously I've seen a lot of tape on him, and there's a lot of, we're a little bit familiar with him from a standpoint of he was with Jay, you know what I'm saying, in Washington. And then he was with Coach Warhop, our offensive line coach, in Tampa. So there's a little bit better insight, for me, who hasn't been with that player.
Can I just one more? You just touched on something.
No, you can't. No.
James, you were in the middle of training camp. You go back and watch every snap of James' college career because you're basically deciding that he's going to maybe be the guy?
I think for me, what happened was, during the whole acquisition process, you're watching tape and you're trying to get a good feel. And then, sometimes whether it's right or wrong, my time is really built into, players that have, draftable grades, try to watch every person I can. And then, then later in the week, as you get closer to the draft and I'm up to date on all the other players, then I'll try to go to a board and kind of, take a peek at these guys and really kind of look at the highlights, maybe I can get a game, but I can't do as thorough as a job because of time. So when I watched the highlights, I liked it, and that's fine. Now you go ahead and acquire the player, you bring him on the team, and then you watch the first couple of days, and we're in our pajamas, like I like to say, and they're running around and like but you expect them to look good, But then once the pads came on, and then I saw the physicality, and I think what really got me right away was pass protection, because that's normally the thing that you don't really see a lot, players coming out in college because, the style of offense or what it may be. But, and all of a sudden he's, stepping up there and he's doing a hell of a job in the protection. And, you watch the way someone goes about their business. And, James is all football. He's really a man of few words, doesn't really say much, but, it was really picked things up quickly, really had a good feel. So now you start saying like, oh my God, do I think he's better than, what goes on? So for me, I'm like, what, I want to know who this guy is. I mean, I really want to get in and study him. So I go back and I tell, the video crew, I go, look, I want all of his games. I want all of his carries. I want all of his protections. I want all of his catches. I want to get a feel for this player, a better feel, to see if what I'm watching is who that player is, or is this something different? And when I went back to the film, I saw a player that got, steadily improved as the season went on at Illinois State. I watched his style. I watched how he ran. I watched, all the things he can do. And, then I went back and I just started watching him in practice. And then, a lot of the meetings were like, hey, listen, this guy is a free agent. Everything that everyone would say, hey, he's a free agent. What do you think he's going to, do you think he's ready for a Sunday? And all I kept saying was, look, I've watched everything. There's nothing that's showing us that he's not going to be. And, and that's why I feel very comfortable about where he is.
Thank you, Mark. Let's do two final questions here with Coach before we get to James. Let's go to Jay Taft from Illinois, and then we'll finish up with Mio O'Brien. Jay, you just got to hit the mute button, please.
Sorry about that.
Nope, all good. Thank you.
Hey, Coach.
All right. Rookie mistake.
Yeah, far from a rookie, but rookie here today. Just give me an idea of what you've seen in James that makes you think he can handle the pressure, the hot seat, both on and off the field for that type of kid that he is.
Yeah. Well, I can't really talk about, what I haven't seen is, how someone might handle success on a Sunday yet, because that hasn't happened. I can't say how I think he'll handle, not being successful on a play on a Sunday, but as far as what he's done in practice during the week, he's handled his business like a pro. I talk about probably a higher level of maturity, as far as being a pro, where a lot of times everyone's kind of finding their way. When, you watch James in the building, he kind of he looks, there's a confidence about him, but not a cockiness. I think there's a really good balance for him. And nothing seems too big, nothing seems too small. I mean, just a lot of things that if you just take yourself out of the football end of things, like, watching him run, watching him cut, watching him, if you take yourself away from it, you're looking at someone that, at least from my view, is a very high character, very team oriented, very much trying to do it the right way, really being a good example. Because like I said, he's not a overly, he's not one of those, he's not a rah-rah type guy. He's a very business approach type guy. And I think anyone that's covered him at Illinois State, you guys probably know more than me.
Thank you, Jay. And let's finish up with Mia.
That's for sure. Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Hey, Doug, just wanted to clarify. You mentioned with Dare, as much as my assumption is he literally just arrived at the building yesterday, you would feel comfortable putting him into a game on Sunday?
I would. And I think the reason why, normally if I don't know someone, you know what I'm saying, and you just bring someone in and there's been no experience in the offense or no experience of anyone that's been with the player, then I would tend to play the conservative approach, and just really wait. But I think from a standpoint of, how well he knows the offense already, because there's a lot of carryover between where he has been. And not so much of being with Jay, because that was a while ago, but more so with Coach Warhop at Tampa. Then going back and watching the film, watching the games of him playing special teams and being able to contribute there, knowing that, I can bring this player up and get him snaps is really how I look at the game day roster. So to answer your question, yes, I would feel very comfortable with him in there.
And since I know this has been a hot topic the last 24 hours, how do you pronounce his last name?
Seriously, you're going to do that
Ogunbowale.
to me? Thank you, Tad. Way to jump in for the save. That's what I'm talking about.
Well,
That's a
because-
good wingman right there.
Because my
That's a
follow-up
good wingman.
my follow-up to that
I'm
was
waiting for the. I did talk to him about it. I'm waiting for the flip card. You know how it has the pronunciation on it.
yeah.
I'm just. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this down now because people call him Dari, people call him Dio, and I'm and he's good and the good thing about it is he's a really great guy. He understands that. And sometimes you want to be respectful and you want to make sure, especially, anyone, I don't care who you are, head coach, that you know how to pronounce it. And I take a lot of pride, on being able to, pronounce names because I'm from the Bronx and I have the worst grammar and I have a lisp and there's a lot of issues I have. So I've got to work probably twice as hard, to pronounce names. Even O'Brien is tough for me. I got to practice that.
My follow-up to that was because I know you are a sports fan.
First of all, you're going to let someone have a follow-up to a question like that? Tad?
Follow-up to the follow-up.
I was
go
going
ahead.
to say, I know you're a sports fan. Did you watch his sister in the Final Four 2 years ago? Because that's how I know how to pronounce their last name.
No, but I do support women's sports. I just want to make sure I make that point. Like, in other words, I was at, you saw it was a Final Four in basketball, women's basketball.
She played
Yeah,
at
I mean,
Notre
I
Dame.
follow Syracuse women's basketball, quite a bit. And then obviously I've been at great schools like Tennessee and Georgia where we've had great women's programs. And then I was at Marcus Colston when his girlfriend at the time was a starting point guard, I believe, for Stanford. So, if it was on again, yes, I would watch it. But if I don't really have a connection or I'm not sitting at home, I did not watch it.
I'm done.
I was
Tad.
watching James Robinson tape.
I just want to say this is what Mia does when the other guys ask a question, because I can see everybody. If someone asks a question and she doesn't like it, she goes like this. Tell the truth. Is that yes or no? Do you not do that?
I do that if they ask the question I was going to ask, which Mark did when he asked his follow-up.
Oh, so it was Mark. Mark. I like
All right,
it. A little controversy
I'm gonna
amongst,
jump in
amongst
here.
ourselves.
I just want to throw this
We're
in.
gonna do-
Doug, that's the first time Tad saved you all in like years.
Okay,
No,
thanks, Mark. We're gonna put you on
Chad
mute.
has saved me a whole lot more than you guys realize. And hey, he's a good wingman. That's what I'm saying. I appreciate it. Hey, Tad, do not let Mark come between us.
Tad just muted me.
I'm good. We had a
You
late
muted me.
addition.
All
Go
right, I
back on
got to
mute,
run.
Mark.
We got a couple guys we're working out. All right.
The Jacksonville media, along with some familiar faces probably from Illinois. So we'll just go around the room and check in with everybody. So let's start with Gene Fournette, who I think has managed to log in.
Hi, James. Could you just give us a little background? When you were heading into college, how heavily recruited were you? And coming into the draft, after the draft was over with, who else did you consider signing with besides the Jaguars?
I would say coming out of coming out of high school, I didn't have that many offers. I didn't go to a lot of camps when I was in high school. I just didn't like to. I felt like it didn't really do anything for me. Yeah, after the draft, I would say Coach Trubisky called me before the last pick and said that he was gonna try to get them to draft me, but he wasn't gonna make any promises. I said okay, but at that point I was just looking to get on the field somewhere. And another team that called me was the 49ers, and those are the only two.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gene. All right, let's go over to John Reed and then John Shipley.
How you doing, my man? Tell
Good,
me, what was your mindset, man? You come into a camp, you know you don't have preseason games, you're not getting a whole lot of carries at the start. What was your mindset to overcome all those barriers and be where you're at right now today?
Coming in, my mindset was just finding a way to get on the field, and special teams was what was in my mind. And so when I came in, I was just looking to do a lot of things right on there and get on the field that way, but also come in and compete and show what I can do at the running back position.
And how would you describe your personality? Are you just low key? You quiet? I mean, what is your personality? So
yeah, I'm a very quiet guy. I mean, the interview with Jay that you guys had probably, he said I'm a quiet guy. So I mean, everyone says that around here.
Thank you, man. Good luck to you.
Thanks, John. Let's go over to John Shipley and then we'll go to Mike Buda.
Hey, James. Nice to meet you. Just, as a rookie, with there being no preseason and everything, how big has it to have coaches like Coach Trubisky and then even Coach Denard Robinson out there with you?
It's great. I mean, they teach us a lot of stuff. A lot of people do say that not having preseason games makes it hard. Can't really know what someone can do in a live situation. But with the practices we've had, I think I've done enough to show what I can do. A lot of guys say my vision is great. Yeah, just having those guys and them teaching me different ways to learn stuff helps out a lot.
Thanks, James.
Thanks, John. Let's go over to Mike Buda and then Derek Bain. Mike, you just need to unmute yourself.
Hey, James. Hope all is well. Obviously, Fred VanVleet, Fred is a big sports icon in Rockford, big role model for all the kids here. How important is it for you to be that kind of a role model for your hometown?
It means a lot. I mean, for me, I think it's just great because I know there's a lot of kids that obviously have the same dream, and for me, a message for me to them is just keep working, and you never know what could happen, and never take a day off.
And has it hit you yet that you're starting an NFL game on Sunday in 2 days?
I don't really think so. I mean, I always kind of go about things the same way. I'm quiet, so I don't really let things get to me. So, I mean, no, it hasn't.
Thanks, James.
Thanks, Mike. Let's go over to Derek Bain, and then we'll go to Jordan DeLugo.
Hey, James. I just wanted to say you've been, working for this goal basically your whole life. This was your dream as a kid, and to know that you're right there now. You're the starting running back in the NFL. What does it mean to you that all the hard work has paid off?
I would say it didn't pay off just yet. I mean, I still got to play, but it means a lot for me and my family. Just I'm in a position to try to take care of them. Well, I will take care of them, but there's a long season, and I still got to continue to work hard and just go out there and help my team.
What was your family's reaction when they found out you made the team and are not a starter?
Yeah, it was pretty. They were pretty excited. They actually found out before me. I was on FaceTime with them, and they were seeing stuff all over social media. But yeah, I was just sitting in the hotel room and watching TV while I was FaceTiming them, and then they kind of just erupted after that.
Thanks, James.
Thanks, Derek. Let's go over to Jordan DeLugo and then Mark Long.
Hey, James. The Colts, they've got quite a bit of talent in their front seven. Looking at Darius Leonard and DeForest Buckner and guys like that, are you at all nervous with the jump in the level of competition that you're going to be facing this Sunday as a starter?
No, not at all. I mean, at the same time, I mean, I have 10 other guys on the field with me that's working for the same goal, and that's to win. So, I mean, no, I'm not nervous at all.
Awesome. Thanks.
Before Mark.
Yeah, James, I have a couple for you, but I'm curious, why are you so quiet? Is that, were you raised that way? I think you're the oldest of three, right?
Yeah.
So is there any reason you can put your finger on as to, why you just don't say a lot?
No, I think I just grew up not saying much at all and just kind of stuck that way.
And Josh Allen was saying yesterday that he talks a lot to you on the field, but he says he can't tell if you're saying anything back to him at all. He's like, he's even talking some trash. You get any of that? Do you hear it? Do you even respond? Do you respond under your breath?
I kind of just laugh and smile and really just wave it off.
And then take me back to the combine. You really performed well there. I mean, I crushed it on some of the weights and stuff. Did you think at leaving that you were going to get drafted? And were you a little shocked on when the draft came and went?
Yeah, once I left, I felt like I did pretty well, and I would have a good chance to get drafted. And obviously, everyone wants to get drafted, but I mean, towards the end, it wasn't really looking good. So I was just waiting for a team to call to pick me up, and the Jaguars did, and I'm thankful for that.
Last one, did you feel weird in number 38? And how eager were you to switch to 30? And does 30 mean anything for you?
I just thought 30 looked better. I did ask for a number in the 20s. I've actually wore 25 my whole life, never had a different number in football. But obviously, there's guys that got 25. Chris Thompson wore 25. Rock, I was talking to him about what number I wanted. He was like, get in line, because he had like the number tattooed on his wrist too, and he was waiting for it too. So I was like, man. So I was trying to get one in the 20s, but he asked me if I wanted 30, and I said yeah.
Thanks, Mark. All right, let's jump over to Mike Duraco and then Jake Fogel.
Hey, James, can you just kind of give us an idea of who you are? Like, what are your hobbies away from here? Like, do you cook? Do you play a lot of video games? What are you afraid of? Do you hate clowns? That kind of stuff. People don't know anything about you at all.
I like to play video games. I play Warzone and Madden and 2K and all those, but outside of that, I got into golfing while I was back home before I got here, and I go shoot around sometimes, play basketball with my family.
So golfing is the newest hobby? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
How's that going? Going?
Well, before I got here, I started to get pretty good, but then obviously when I got here, I had to go to work, so I haven't been playing. So we'll see how it is once I get back.
Thank you.
Thanks, D-Rock. Let's go over to Jake Fogle and then Cassidy Hill.
Hey, James, just kind of discussing your journey as an undrafted free agent to now the starting running back for the Jags in week 1. How do you process all this in just this short amount of time?
I just think of it like it's still football. You still got to go out there and do what you have to do what you do in practice, so it relates over to the game, and yeah, that's about it.
And then one follow-up, James, being on the Jags now, what bonds have you created on that team?
I would say, with the running back group, we talk a lot during practice if we're not in, talking about all kinds of stuff, but we're still focused, obviously. Other than that, we haven't really gotten together outside of football just yet. Some guys are in a hotel, some guys are trying to move into a new place, so that's it.
Thanks, James.
Awesome. Great. Let's go over to Cassidy Hill and then Jay Taft, and then we'll have time for one more.
Hey, James. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
We've heard a lot about your vision, but what do you think are the 3 best aspects of James Robinson's game?
Other than vision?
You can include that as one of them. We'll give you that.
I like that. I'd say vision, making the first guy miss, and I would say my acceleration through the hole.
Are there any particular plays that kind of jump out in your mind that you think, go back and watch that one, that shows what I can do?
I feel like I've had a lot of runs that kind of look the same, but no, not. I guess there is one my junior year that I really liked against Western Illinois. I'll say that one.
We'll find it then.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, like you said, you're a quiet guy, and not a lot of people have heard from you, but what does get you riled up? What can get you talking or keep you going for hours?
I don't know. Maybe if I'm playing a game with some of my friends and we get to arguing about them not helping out or something.
Like a pickup game?
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thanks, Cassidy. Let's jump over to Jay, and then we'll finish up with Mia.
Hey, James. You've talked a lot in the past about wanting to prove all the naysayers wrong and stuff. What motivates you the most these days, and especially these past few weeks as you've been kind of clawing for that spot?
I would say just my family. Obviously, when I didn't get drafted, it was sad for all of us, and I think for me, it was more of just trying to do something to help out my family and show that I wasn't going to let me not getting drafted bring me down.
Real quick, has it been tougher with the COVID situation and everything going on with the pandemic? Has it been tougher to kind of build some chemistry with your teammates and kind of fit in without having that off the field aspect?
No, I think we have some time between meetings and practice to talk to each other, so we use that time well. And yeah, I'm pretty sure once we get together off the field, it'll be fine. It won't be awkward or anything.
Great. You ready for Sunday, buddy?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Thanks. Good luck.
Thanks, Jay. Let's wrap up with Mia.
Hey, James, what I'm most curious about from Leonard, the day that Leonard was released, A, what was your reaction? And B, at what point from then on were you told or did you realize, oh man, like I'm one of the guys, if not the guy now?
When it happened, it was like right before a team meeting, so everyone in the room was kind of just like shocked because obviously he's been practicing with us the whole time, and it kind of just happened. But yeah, I would say a lot of people were just shocked, and after that, it was just kind of like the next guy up, and I just kept going out there and doing what I can.
So did Doug or Terry ever sit you down and say, hey, it's going to be you, like we're looking at you?
No. No one really said anything to me. It was just kind of like we had some guys in the room that were kind of on special teams, and then it was me, Chris, Rock, and Ziggy all in the room. And Rockwell, he got sick again, I think. And then Ziggy, then it was kind of just like three or four of us from there. And it just kind of just went up from there. I mean, everyone just kept moving up.
Thanks, Mia. All right, James, I get the last question. I hear you have dogs, and I just wanted to know about them because it's a long day. What are their names?
One's Benji and one's Letty.
Amazing. What breed?
One's a Husky mix and a Bull Mastiff mix.
Perfect. Well, welcome to Jacksonville. I hope they enjoy running on the beach.
Yeah, I don't think they like the sun as much.
Yeah. Well, thank you. You're all wrapped up. We appreciate your time today. Welcome to the team and welcome to Jacksonville.
Thank you.